I'm Elisa Parker, your host of the Wild and Scenic Film Fest Media Lounge. I think we've been doing the Media Lounge about 15 or 16 years now. The festival is celebrating its 24 years of amazingness and bringing hundreds, if not thousands of people to our area here in Nevada City and Grass Valley, California. I love it. They're everyday action heroes, including Jahnavi and Margaret, who are joining us here. The film is called From Soil to Soul, and it is about justice, food justice, and that is food justice in LA. Welcome, Margaret and Jahnavi. It's great to have you here with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and this is your first time in Nevada City and at the festival.
Yes, first for both.
For both of you. Okay, so I loved in your film how you cover specific stories, especially in the LA area. I think one of the key parts, and we'll talk about it, is the indigenous plants that are around us and how to optimize that. But first, let's just step back, and can you give everyone just a synopsis of your film and also just what moved you to create this in the first place?
Yeah, so From Soil to Soul is a documentary series. So what we're screening here is Food Justice in LA, which is our pilot episode. And it's really, our docuseries is highlighting Black, Indigenous, and people of color voices in the food justice, food sovereignty space.
Also, for us, From Soil to Soul is a movement where we help people reconnect through their own indigenous roots and restore collective healing through the medium of food. Right. And to see food as a system in itself and start asking questions like where it comes from, what's our relationship with our land, our soil, our community, through our own health and nutrition, and what can we do about it? Like, what's really happening and what can we do about it?
And what is it that prompted you to do that? And it is such a good question, too, about the medicinal aspects and how it nourishes us. Yeah. And understanding where our food comes from in the first place.
Mm-hmm. So before we answer that, we'll also like to give a shout out to Ankur. Mm-hmm. He is with us as a co-founder as well, but he's not here right now. So it wouldn't have been possible without him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, for us, it all started in 2023. So I'll talk about my story, like coming from a family where my forefathers have been farmers, my parents are physicians, and for us growing in a city like Mumbai where the space is less, we still learn to grow like, medicinal plants or herbs, aloe vera, hibiscus or some pollinators, like, in whatever space we have. And it was with my parents that I learned a lot about the need for growing our food and much more need of sharing it with community and doing something about, like, every weekend go outside, do reforestation projects or be involved in the community in that space. And growing up, I felt so disconnected after a point, which I didn't realize until we met in 2023 in Kuyama Valley, where we were understanding water issues that the local farmers were facing. And in one of the interviews that we were doing, one of the farmers, he said that we are encouraging our kids to do anything, like go out, learn anything, but farming.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That kind of stuck really hard. It was like, now it's the time, like, to do something about it. How come we are so disconnected with where our food is coming from? Like, what's really happening? Like, soil is a living entity. It's not dirt.
It is a living entity, and there's not much of it either. And we can regenerate it, and part of, you mentioned community, and part of the film, I love that it highlights the union of those two. And you're in an area in Compton, in LA, where there aren't really farms, and people are very disconnected from their food. We talked about this last night on the green carpet, but there isn't even access usually to like a grocery store that has healthy food options.
Yeah. In the film, we highlighted how within like a 5-mile radius, and a lot of people in the community don't have cars, so how you need to travel so far to have access to healthy food. So it all, dates back to the redlining that happened, and it's still affecting today's community and their access to healthy food.
Can you tell everyone about redlining and what that meant and how that impacted our communities here, especially in California and in urban areas?
Yeah. So I think, back, they had literally drawn out lines in red line where certain communities, it's like especially people of color, Black and brown communities.
Even Hispanic communities.
Yeah. So they don't have access to purchase homes, so they can't really build wealth. So, it's maybe only, 60, 70 years ago, but today it's still happening and those communities are still
So-
being affected.
Legally, red line is not allowed. But if we see, even in those areas, there are no access to healthy food. There's no such grocery stores around, or no such organic farmers market or organic stores around. For them, beer is cheaper than water at times.
Yeah.
And it's still happening. And then we can't just, when we talk about food systems, we have to see all the systemic issues happening. We cannot just preach someone, oh, you need to opt for healthy food, but they don't have access to it. No parent would want to feed their child unhealthy food or non-nutritious food or see them suffering. It's like, as a society, what kind of options have we left for people?
Yeah.
And food and healthy food should not be a luxury. It should be given. It should be accessibility for everyone, irrespective of where they belong.
Right, 100%. And the film does such a beautiful job of depicting that and the community that comes together around shifting that. And one of the stories that makes this unique too is, I believe it was several blocks within, is it in Compton? And was it focused on did foods and plants that is indigenous
So
to the area?
there-
Or tell me more about that. I know
Yeah,
there's more to
there's
it.
the Compton Community Garden that
Okay.
was featured, and also the few blocks that you mentioned.
Yeah.
That is in Fullerton, so it's
Okay.
really close to. It's in Orange County,
Yeah, not
and
too
very
far.
close to like a metro area. So it's basically just right behind a neighborhood and in an alleyway where the city is neglecting it, but really what Imani did there in Imani Dix, and what they did in the community is really mobilizing the neighborhood and just get to know your neighbors, right? And a lot of the neighbors there also, they are immigrants, so they actually have seeds from their own culture that they really revitalized the alleyway. It was very dirty, but then during COVID time is when they planted watermelons, corn, so really truly made it into a food forest.
How has the process of being part of this film and the communities that are featured in there, how has this changed the way you live your life now? And also, how did you two connect with each other?
So yeah, the story same goes. Like when we met in Kayama Valley in 2023, we both volunteer for an organization called Climate Designers.
Climate designers?
Yeah.
Climate design.
Oh, climate
Margaret
designers. I
leads the
know
LA
Margaret's got all the buttons.
Yeah, Margaret leads the LA chapter as well. So
She's telling a story.
So yeah, when we were understanding the water issues for the local farmers, it also triggered our own understanding, and we're like, what can we do about it?
Yeah.
And both of us, though our backgrounds are different, mine is design thinking, strategy, sustainability, or regenerative methodologies. Hers is more into animation, VFX, graphic design, but the
Film,
core,
yeah.
we are both strong storytellers, and we had a passion around it. And then Ankur, his expertise is into climate tech and also a storyteller. And Ankur had met Margaret the same year.
Yeah.
And then when three of us connected, we are like, this is it. We want to do something around it. We want to take the medium of storytelling, but action-oriented storytelling. So for us, even when we screen our pilot episode or take it to different workshops or community partnerships, for us, it's about, after watching that film, how can we give a roadmap to our viewers to also start taking action, to understand their space in the food system and reflect on what they would want to do, or if they have to transform something, what is that one thing they can do starting today? or
I love
tomorrow?
that. I love that.
Yeah.
And when is the film screening?
Tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Miners Foundry.
All right, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Margaret and Jahnavi, thank you so much for joining us at Wild and Scenic Film Fest. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
Elisa Parker, and we will be right back.